Yeah, Owen, I think you're right. I think we would have heard from somebody, as that's a pretty busy reflector. I looked at the All-Star bubble chart, and I'm not seeing anything other than Huntsville stations connected. So I think we've got to go ahead and let me get the preamble pulled up, and we'll kick it off. KV4S.
Worst case scenario, Russell, I can disconnect from you and connect to the East Coast Reflector and throw out a call. I can go one better than that. The 9-4 repeater in Huntsville is always connected to the East Coast Reflector, so if you guys will talk a minute, I'll go over there and check it out. At W3NH testing.
Calling all amateur radio operators, please stand by for the University Amateur Radio Club's Thursday Night Net. This net meets each Thursday night at 8 o'clock Central Time in support of the University of Alabama's Amateur Radio Club. You do not have to be a member of UARC to check in, and all licensed amateur radio operators are encouraged to participate. This is Kilo Victor 4 Sierra, KV4S. My name is Russell, and I'm located in Chelsea, Alabama. I will be your net control station for this session of the net. Stations with emergency or priority traffic are welcome to break the net at any time.
W4HSV repeater. Please ID.
The University Amateur Radio Club thanks Fred W5MGM for facilitating IRLP, Echolink, and All-Star connectivity for the net, and Owen W3NH and the North Alabama Repeater Association for use of their IRLP nodes. A list of participating repeaters and nodes is available at n4lx.com/UARC. Are there any business or announcements for the net? Alright, with that, I'm going to read tonight's trivia questions and let you be thinking about them before we go to comments. These questions are also posted online at n4lx.com/UARC, so feel free to read them there as well and kind of go over them ahead of time. So with that, let me read the questions. Question number 1. How many HF bands are available to U.S. amateurs? Is it A7, B8, or C9? Question number 2. A grid dip meter can measure the resonant frequency of an antenna. Is that A true or B false? Question number 3. What does GMT stand for? What does Golf Mike Tango stand for? Is it A General Military Time, B Greenland Mean Time, or C Greenwich Mean Time? So that's the questions for tonight, and again they are on n4lx.com/UARC, and let's see, we'll go ahead and begin taking check-ins. When checking in, please give your call sign slowly and phonetically using ITU standard phonetics along with your name and location. Stations unable to check in on the air may do so at n4lx.com/UARC. And just click the big check-in button, or you can click on the trivia button. He's got some good buttons on there. So with that, I've already got some early check-ins, W3NH, AC4LA, and K4CWW. So with that, let's go to Tuscaloosa and see who else we got out there. Anyone on the Tuscaloosa area, please call now. Alright, I was able to get some online check-ins while we were waiting. N4LX, Michael Tucker checked in remotely from the beach. He is at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So thank you, Michael, for checking in with us. And we also got an online check-in from David, K4DXY. He's unable to get on the RF side, but he does give us a big old roll tide, so we're glad to see that on there. Alright, one more call for Tuscaloosa. Anyone in the Tuscaloosa area, please call now. Alright, let's move to Birmingham. Anyone on the Birmingham node, please call now.
Please copy. KC8DSB, Kilo Charlie 8, Delta Sierra Bravo, Matt in Trussville. This is Kilo Golf 4, Victor Yankee Delta, KG4 VYD, Buddy in Briarfield.
Alright, we picked up Matt, KC8DSB, and Ronald, KG4VYD. Thank you for checking in with us. Any additional stations from the Birmingham area, please call now.
Kilo Delta 4 Golf Sierra, KD4GS.
Alright, we also picked up Jimbo, KD4GS. Thank you, Jimbo, for being there. Alright, let's turn it over to the Huntsville area. Anyone in Huntsville, please call now.
Well, Russell, you already got me, I think, AC4LA Pete, but I'm just a hair south of Huntsville, so you can put me down
All right, Pete, thank you for checking in with us. Anyone else in Huntsville, please call now.
Kilo Oscar 4, Papa Bravo Charlie, Robert in Hazel Green, just north of Huntsville, KO4 BBC.
Well, I wasn't typing fast enough. Kilo Oscar 4 Papa. Give me the rest of that one more time. The node might have cut you off. Kilo Oscar 4 Papa station. Please try that call sign again.
Kilo Oscar 4, Papa Bravo Charlie, KO4
Okay. Just getting a little bit of RF getting in. All right, I believe I've got that correct now. I believe it's Robert. Kilo Oscar 4 Papa Bravo Charlie. Kilo Oscar 4 Papa Bravo Charlie. Is that correct?
Correct. Robert in Hazel Green, just north of Huntsville.
All right, very good. Thank you for the patience there. Anyone else on the Huntsville node, please call now. All right, hearing none, that makes our Alabama sweep. So with that, we will go to outside. Anyone outside of Alabama, please call now. Anyone outside of Alabama. This is KV4S with the University Amateur Radio Club's Thursday Night Net.
KV4 Alpha, Quebec Whiskey, WA4AQW, Carl Charlie Alpha Romeo Lima, QTH, Maryville, Illinois. I'll try one more time here. KV4S, good evening. Kilo Charlie 4, Zulu Yankee Charlie, Howard in Beloit, Wisconsin. Roll Tide.
Alright, I'm liking those early roll tides there. KC4ZYC got you on the list, and WA4AQW, Carl. Anyone else outside of Alabama, please call now. Alright, let's open it up to anyone, anywhere not yet acknowledged. Please call now.
Victor Papa Golf. Kilo Mike 4, Victor Papa Golf, Douglas at Fayette. Kilo 4, Sierra X-Ray Alpha.
Well, still getting something breaking the squelch tail. I'm not sure what it is, but we picked up Douglas KM4VPG in Fayette. Thank you for Doug for checking in. And KK4SXA Sierra X-Ray Alpha Jeff in Tuscaloosa. Thank you for checking in. Anyone else? Anyone anywhere? Call now.
I have one relay. This is W3 and 8.
Alright, go ahead, Owen.
I think that's Larry tried to check in down here. He's not quite getting in the repeater. Go ahead and take his call as a relay. KO4JYU, Kilo Oscar 4 Juliet Uniform. I'm sorry. Try that again. Kilo Oscar 4 Juliet Yankee Uniform. Larry.
Yeah, I saw Larry on my node earlier, and he's not there now, so I'm not sure if he got disconnected or what. I also see a KE4JRM connected, but I don't believe they checked in. But I'll hold off on that one for now. But I did check in Larry as a relay. KO4J. Oh, there he comes. I think he's back now. KO4JYU is on the list. Anyone else? Anyone anywhere? Alright, well, we've got a pretty good list going so far. That gives us 15 check-ins total at this point. And with that, we will go ahead and start the comments and trivia answers portion of the net. I'm going to reread these before we go to check-ins. Question number 1, and again, these questions are posted online at n4lx.com/UARC. November 4 Lima X-ray.com/UARC. Question number 1, how many HF bands are available to the U.S. amateur radio operators? Is it A, 7, B, 8, or C, 9? Question number 2, a grip dip meter can measure the resonant frequency of an antenna. Is that A, true, or B, false? Question number 3, does GMT stand for A, General Military Time, B, Greenland Mean Time, or C, Greenwich Mean Time? So we'll go up first with my early check-ins with Owen, W3 and H. Go ahead, sir.
Good evening, Russell. Thanks for doing the net. Okay, now I would be inspired to say roll tide. The first one, I forget what the question was, but I have Charlie. Number 2, the grid dip meter, I think it can check the resonance of a antenna since it can check tuned circuits. And number 3 GMT stands for General Motors Transmission. So my answers are roll tide, Charlie, Alpha, Charlie.
Alright, Owen, we got you down for Charlie, Alpha, Charlie, and a roll tide with that good old extra credit. Thank you for checking in with us. Next up is Pete, AC4LA. Go ahead, sir.
Well, good evening again, Russell and the net. And I'm going to go with what Owen said, not because of what he said. I had to use my fingers and count the bands, and it's definitely 9, I believe, so that's the C. And I concur with Owen what he said, so about the dip meter, so I'll say Alpha on the second one. And the third one is definitely, I think it's Greenwich Mean Time or GMC, whatever. So it's Charlie, Alpha, Charlie, and a big roll tide. I'm not going to forget that tonight, Russell. So anyway, thanks for calling the net. You're doing a great job. K4VF, AC4LA, back to net.
All right, Pete, got you down. Roll Tide and Charlie Alpha Charlie as well. And hope everything's going well up there with you. Perry's up next, K4CWW. Go ahead, Perry.
Okay, KV4S, K4CWW. Nice to hear you tonight, Russell. You're going to have to come over. When the students come back, we're going to try to normalize club meetings a little bit. You're going to have to come over and tell them the story of your life, how ham radio has propelled you into the upper offices of Southern Company. Anyway, I'm talking here. Remember, there were no announcements, but I did want to mention, I didn't announce it because I don't know exactly where it's going to be. There is a ham fest over this way in Northport on Saturday. KM4VPG may know more about it. It's at a high school, I think, on Highway 43. It's called the Black Warrior Ham Fest, I believe, so I'm sure you can find something about it online, and maybe Doug can tell us a little more about that. Two other quick items. I have ordered some stamps, forever stamps. I know everybody's trying to get weaned off of those, but you can't. They've got a new series of stamps. The post office has put out a new series called Sun Science. Sun Science. And go to USPS.com, look around for stamps, and you can find this Sun Science 20 on a sheet for, forever at 55 cents a piece. They got 20 different astonishing photographs of the sun and various states of violence. That was a beautiful set of stamps, so I got some of those. And my other thing, since I'm tying everybody up listening to me and enjoy talking, is on the Roll Tide front, Roll Tide, Alabama is scheduled to begin the season Saturday, September the 4th. Saturday, September the 4th in Atlanta, Georgia. The game's going to be on ABC TV at 2:30 p.m. Central Time against the University of Miami. Takes you back to the old days when Alabama and Miami were up there at the top of the heap. I think Miami's trying to crawl back to the top, so that's be the kickoff game, September the 4th. So we only got July and August, and here we go again. Okay, that's enough owl trivia. CAC, I'll go with CAC, Charlie Alpha Charlie, K4CWW, back to you.
All right, Perry, we got you down for Charlie Alpha Charlie and a Roll Tide. Thank you for that. And yeah, thank you for the reminder about the Black Warrior Ham Fest. I had forgotten about that myself. I'm not sure. I'm very doubtful I'm going to be able to make it, but that's one on my list to do at one point if we can ever get the schedules worked out. So with that, let's see. Michael was the online check-in as well as David. So that leaves us up to Matt, KCA-DSB. Go ahead, Matt.
Trustville. My answers are much the same as everybody else's. We go with Charlie Alpha Charlie as well as the Go Box. Back to that, 73s, QCDSB.
Yeah, got you down, Matt. KC8DSB with the Charlie Alpha Charlie. And a go something I can't say. And let's see, Ronald is up next, KG4VYD. Brarefield, go ahead.
Yeah, KG4VYD, buddy here in Brarefield. Start off with a hearty Roll Tide, and I agree with everyone else. My trivias are Charlie Alpha Charlie. And back to the net.
All right, buddy. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'm using this log lookup, so I'm getting your name as Ronald every time. I've got to break the habit of that. But glad to have you checked in with us. Jimbo, I got you down for Charlie Alpha Charlie as well. We're on a streak with that one. Jimbo is up next. KD4GS. Go ahead, Jimbo. How are you doing?
Number one, Russell, thank you for calling in that. Number two, roll tide. And, yeah, I got my automobile renewal, license plate renewal today, and then went out and set some tomato plants, and it was not too bad out there. Now, question number two is AES. The GDO is used to check resonance of coils, caps, RC networks, LCs, and antennas. Number three is GMT. It's the Greenwich Mean Time. You didn't give me a choice of a correct answer on number one. There are 28 bands, VLF to SHF, and there are 10 bands in the HF. That's from 160, 75, 60, 40, 30, 20, 15, 12, 17, and 10 meters. So I guess I'll go with the offset of C for the insufficient 9. KD4GS back to net control. Comment.
Go ahead, comment.
Okay, a lot of people probably think of 6 meters as being the HF band. It's the magic band. It exhibits the attributes of both HF and VHF. But going way back to my electronic school days, I think everything below 30 megahertz is HF down to below the broadcast band, and I think it gets into VLF or whatever. So, if memory serves me right, just sharing W3 and H. I'm in.
Go ahead.
Right, 6 meters of the midway band. That's why I stopped counting at 10 meters.
Yes. Now there is a possibility that 160. If this question pool is old, it may not be counting the 160 band. So I'll let that one go. If maybe that would answer C is 9 plus. But I tried not to pick anything terribly hard because the last couple of nets I've done, I think I've gone a little bit too hard with the questions. So trying to make them a little bit on the easier side tonight, and it looks like we're accomplishing that. All right, Jimbo, Charlie Alpha Charlie, and a roll tide with maybe some bonus points there with correcting the source. Very good. Where am I at? KO4 Papa Bravo Charlie. KO4 PBC. Robert, go ahead, sir.
KO4 PBC. I am a new ham, and this is my first time checking in. But yeah, I'm going to go with what everyone else said. And yeah, green, and good to hear all y'all. KO4 PBC.
All right, your audio is a little bit low, but I was able to hear most of that. Charlie Alpha Charlie as well, and got you checked in and in the logbook. Thank you for joining us for the first time. I saw that you were the first time with me, but I wasn't sure if you checked in with one of the other guys. We alternate net controls throughout the month, and I usually have the third Thursday. So thank you for joining us, and we're here each week, Thursday night, 8 o'clock Central. And there's also a Huntsville net. It's called the Alabama Friends net. It's the day before on Wednesday night. Same time, same reflector, frequency, all the same things. So join us for both. We'd like to hear you on both of them if possible. And thank you for joining us. Carl is up next. WA4AQW. How's everything going on in Maryville? Go ahead, Carl.
KV4S and the net. This is WA4AQW. Good evening, Russell, and good evening to everyone on the frequency. Well, it's kind of dry here in Maryville, Illinois. We've been having rain for over a week, and the temperature's been kind of high. Current outside temperature is 94 degrees, no wind, and looks like we're going to go over 100 tomorrow. So it's a good time to stay inside and enjoy the air conditioning. We're paying for it, so why not use it? Hi. As far as the trivia goes, we'll go with Charlie Alpha Charlie. Go for Charlie Alpha Charlie and throw in Hardy Roll Tide. And Terry, thanks a lot for the information about the start of the football season. We're looking forward to it. That perked up the XYL. She's excited, and we're looking forward to rooting on again more for the Grimton Tide. Other than that, nothing exciting this QTH. Back to Russell, KV4S and the net. This is WA4AQW.
All right, Carl. I'm kind of jealous of that weather. We're a little bit warmer down here, and we've been having a lot of rain. It cleared up this week though, and I spent most of my Wednesday evening cutting some grass, so it was definitely benefiting from the water. Charlie Alpha Charlie and a Roll Tide from Carl, WA4AQW. And yeah, some more Alabama news. I think Nick Saban has signed his contract for a few more years, so that's good news for some and bad news for others. But I'm enjoying that. So with that, thank you again, Carl, Maryville, Illinois. KC4ZYC, Howard, go ahead, sir.
Why, thank you, Russell. KV4S that control, KC4ZYC, Howard here in Beloit, Wisconsin, where it got up to 93 degrees, and quite busy today at work, and I was working with a customer that had some technical difficulties, so I got out a little bit later than usual, but at least I'm here for the net. Got kind of cloudy skies to the south, and little sprinkles here and there. They're saying that we're going to have some thunderstorms later on tonight, and I don't know, might turn into a severe thunderstorm watch, possibly a warning. Nothing in effect for this area just yet, but they do have a high probability of some storms coming through here. Don't know how bad they're going to get, so I just have to keep my eyes and ears open. Looking forward to traveling down to Alabama this summer. I've got a room booked at the Lake Guntersville State Park Lodge there in early July, and looking forward to going down there and spending some time there. And location on top of Taylor Mountain is going to be perfect for me because I'm bringing some hand gear, and hopefully the balcony will have at the hotel will have a railing where I can stick the mag mount and work simplex and whatever else my heart desires. I'll be bringing quite a bit of equipment. No HF though, but most of the VHF and UHF bands I've got equipment for. Other than that, not too much else going on. I haven't heard anything on the transfer front. I know my company has an office in Huntsville, but really haven't heard anything about a permanent position just yet where they're going to get me on down, other than management at my local office saying, hey, we could use you for a little while, and then once things die down, we'll work on get you transferred. And that's pretty much it at this point. Hamfest, well, I'll try. I'll try to make it to the Huntsville Hamfest in August. Even if I have to call in sick for a few days. I don't know. Maybe I can try to schedule some vacation. I've got enough accrual time, and they're not too busy. I might be able to pull some strings and make it happen. So answers for the trivia are Charlie Alpha Charlie. Charlie Alpha Charlie for the trivia and a roll tide. Russell, back over to you. KC4 is at YC.
All right, Howard, very good. This is Charlie Alpha. If I can stay keyed here, Charlie Alpha Charlie and a roll tide. We appreciate it, and yeah, we're glad to have you down in the Alabama area. If we can time it out right, maybe some guys can meet up with you or something. It's always fun to meet some hams from a little bit out of the normal area for sure. Douglas is up next, KM4VPG. Go ahead, Douglas.
BBG, Douglas said Alabama, roll tide. My question, I hope everybody's had a good day, and if not, I hope it'll be better than that. And I am wore slap out. I went down to Northport yesterday and started cutting yard. My son come over to get the van a motorcycle where I had got something from Northport saying I had to get it out or be fined, the court dates and stuff. So he kept on, he hindered me from getting the yard mowed. Well, I drove the truck and the trailer with the motorcycle on it, took it back over to him with the van. He got the van going, fired back to his house, and then we unloaded the motorcycle off. First he turned the lawnmower around, riding mower, big wide deck, almost just barely do fit on his trailer. Deck's wide. And backed it up in there because I told him back it up in there because it won't scrub the trailer getting on. It'll be so hard. So with that, we got it. He come back and mowed my yard, and all I had to do was a little bit of push mowing stuff. But I didn't get back here till about 3 o'clock, 3:30, something like that, this morning. So my answer is CAC. Oh, the Ham Fest. They'll be talked in on 145-350. And it's where it's at. There's a Winn-Dixie up 43 there, and the school goes out to the left. It goes back to 171. You probably don't know nothing about that, but it's a bypass that goes around that. You turn left between the McDonald's on that same side and the little shopping center, opposite side of where I think it's CVS. It's on the other corner, and it's Chevron. It used to be Chevron. But anyway, hope everybody has a good night, and I hope it gets better for them. 73 dog. KM4VPG, back to Nathan Grove.
All right, Douglas. Well, thank you for that fill-in information. We definitely appreciate it. Got you down for Charlie Alpha Charlie and a roll tide. And to repeat, the Black Warrior Ham Fest, the talk-in is going to be on the Tall Tower, 145-350, and that's one of the best repeaters on in the state, I believe, at least for VHF, UHF, or VHF, I guess it is, and definitely got a real good footprint. So that's a good one to have some talk-in on. Up next is Jeff, KK4SXA. Go ahead, sir. Tuscaloosa. Alright, one more call. Jeff, KK4SXA, Kilo 4 Sierra X-Ray Alpha. Are you still with us? Alright, hearing none, we'll try him again later. Larry is up next. Kilo Oscar 4 Juliet Yankee Uniform, KO4JYU. Go ahead, sir. Tell us about what's going on in your neck of the woods and any trivia answers you have.
Appreciate that, Russell. This is Kilo Oscar 4 Juliet Yankee Uniform, KO4JYU, Larry River Chase. Appreciate our conversation. You enlightened me on
All right, Larry, thank you for checking in with us. I got you down for a Charlie Alpha Charlie and a Roll Tide. Definitely glad to have you, and glad we were able to answer some questions. I know that was probably a lot of information and a lot of stuff that's been around for years and years. So if you have any questions about it, don't hesitate to ask, and we'll try to clarify some of it, because it is a lot of information if you've never seen it before, and it definitely takes some time. Glad you're able to get checked in with us. Let me identify. I think I've missed that for the last 20 minutes or so. This is KV4S Russell with the University Amateur Radio Club's Thursday Night Net. That's the end of our list. So let me take a standby and see if we have any additional check-ins. Anyone, anywhere, not yet acknowledged, please call now. Alright, good deal. We picked up Daryl, WD4IGK. Anyone else? Anyone, anywhere? Alright, we're getting some controller info from Huntsville there. Daryl, have you heard the trivia questions tonight, or do you need a repeat? And if not, go ahead with your comments and answers.
No, I just got back over here. We'll pass on all the trivia tonight. I don't even know what the questions are, so but looking forward to going down to Northport, Tuscaloosa County High School for the Black Warrior Ham Fest. Hope to see a lot of people over there, and hope the rain holds away there. So even though it's going to be inside, but ought to be pretty good. Good to hear you, Russell. WD4IGK. Hello to everybody.
Alright, Daryl, good to hear you as well, and hope you're feeling better. Sure sound like your chipper self. That gives us 16 so far for the net, and you're passing on trivia, and I don't mind rereading them if you like, or they're online too. Let's do one more call for anyone, anywhere, not yet acknowledged. This is KV4S with University of Alabama's Amateur Radio Club's Thursday Night Net. Alright, hearing no additional stations, Daryl, do you want to give it a try before I reveal the answers?
Oh, I did forget to put in a big Roll Tide, and anyway, looking forward to football season. It'll be here before we know it. So, what are the questions, just for the sake of argument?
Alright. Yeah, football shouldn't be too far along. I've heard good things about spring practice, and seemed like in the news Nick Saban extended his contract, so can't cry too much about that, at least on my side. So let's reread these questions and give you a shot at them before we reveal the answers here. Question number 1. How many HF bands are available to U.S. amateurs? Is it A, 7, B, 8, or C, 9 or more? Question number 2. A grid dip meter can measure the resonant frequency of an antenna. Is it A, true, or B, false? Question number 3. What does GMT stand for? Golf Mike Tango. What does that stand for? Is it A, General Military Time, B, Greenland Mean Time, or C, Greenwich Mean Time? Give that a shot, Daryl, and we'll get you written down.
Well, being retired military, people would talk about me if I missed the Greenwich Mean Time. I'd have to go with a Charlie Alpha, Charlie, out there for the answer to the questions. But that's the time. It's in Greenwich, England. As much as I used to do with shortwave and everything, you could get Greenwich Mean Time on those shortwave bands there on a bunch of them. Yeah, thanks for repeating them for me.
Absolutely, anytime. That's what we're here for. We're at the bottom of the list. Do we have any additional check-ins before we reveal the answers? KV4S Thursday Night Net.
Got a big roll tide to those answers.
Alright, got you down for a roll tide as well. I had written that down earlier and forgot to say it, but I do have you down for that. Alright, that's the bottom of the list. There's no additional check-ins. We'll go ahead and reveal the answers here. Question number 1, how many HF bands are available to U.S. amateurs? And it is 9. Or 10, depending on if it's counting 160 meters or not. So it's answer C. Question number 2, a dip meter can measure the resonance frequency of an antenna. The answer is A, it is true. Question number 3, GMT does stand for C, Greenwich Mean Time. Answer C, Greenwich Mean Time. Charlie Alpha Charlie was right. We've got a record for my hosting the net. All RF check-ins got 100% correct score. So Owen, Pete, Perry, Matt, Buddy, Jimbo, Robert, Carl, Howard, Douglas, Larry, Daryl, you all got 100% correct, and I heard a bunch of roll tides, so we're going to give y'all extra credit on top of the perfect percentage tonight. So I may have gone a little bit too easy. I tried to lean it back on some of the previous nets I've done. We had some really hard ones, and some that went back probably before most of us were born. So I did try to go a little bit easier this week, and I think we accomplished it with all right answers tonight. So thank y'all for participating. We had 16 total check-ins for tonight, and glad to hear everyone. Let's get us closed out here. If you have any questions or comments regarding this net, or to volunteer as regular or backup net control station, please contact Perry Wheelis at k4cww@comcast.net or Michael Tucker at n4lx@n4lx.com. Thank you for everyone who makes our weekly net possible, and to each of you for participating in the net this evening. Please join us again next Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time for the University Amateur Radio Club net at 8:56 p.m. Central